If you can, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is, of course, picture this. And I was watching this movie and I said to myself, I know for a goddamn 100% fact.
I am not a crook. I have never been a crook. And I will never be a crook.
Fuck it, I will rent it. I don't care.
It's really on me. As James Cameron said, the Na'vi hang dong like donkeys.
This is the 3 for 3 podcast.
Oh, you motherfucker.
How does it end?
What you gotta look up is why is the internet debating whether Nancy Reagan gave good head?
Oh my god! I was not expecting that turn. What the hell?
Send me the goddamn quote of him saying that.
What the fuck? Kind of pissed me off they put the shit porn over that.
It's a bunch of goddamn fucking bullshit is what it is.
Bags up, everybody. Bags up, feet up, coming through.
There have been a lot of times where I tried to slide it out without breaking the cookie. Didn't quite work. Like, don't put this shit on us.
I was like, we didn't do
You motherfucker. And what is that movie about? Fuck if I know, man. Honestly.
Amen to that.
It's just a...
That's been a 3 for 3, my friends.
Picture this.
3 for 3. Now that's really cool.
Hello, ladies and fucking gentlemen. We are
And sex
continu-
dolls.
And sex dolls. Yes.
Can't forget them.
Can't forget them. They are important. But like I said, don't trust a motherfucker in a wheelchair. But we'll get into that. Welcome back. The season 3 for season 4 of 3 for 3 has been off the rails already, going off hard and hitting strong with each and every episode. And we can hope to continue that for the rest of the season. We'll see how it goes. And I'm having a good day. And I'm really excited. And I'm joined today by my two lovely co-hosts, Jackson Admiral Workman, at that, and Matthew Patterson. How are y'all doing today, my friends?
I'm doing all right. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into the meat of these 3 films, which, as we were discussing before, there's a loose thread connecting them.
Yes. But there's no potatoes, unfortunately. There's no faith like potatoes.
Or apples. Because Sam sometimes can't tell the difference.
Yes. God, I forgot about that. Oh, you doing okay, Matt?
I'm awake.
Heard. That is a very valid thing to say. But if y'all don't mind, well, you see, I have a friend I met on the internet who has come to visit me.
Damn, I swear to God.
I would really like for y'all to meet her. But she
I already know what he's gonna do.
recently got in an accident and she can't use her legs or her arms. In fact, she doesn't have legs or arms. But if it's okay with y'all, I'd like for you to meet my friend. Are y'all okay with that?
Sure, Sam.
All right.
I know exactly what he's gonna get.
Yep.
All right, y'all. This.
Why is it dressed like you?
Well, you see, I was on an internet movie forum and I was talking about the guinea pig collection, Flower of Flesh and Blood, and this lovely lady named Luck, because tonight we are watching the guinea pig collection, just struck my eye, if you will, and I flew her on out. And we're just having a great time. We're enjoying life. We might go bowling. But really, the kicker and how we met was via Sir Patterson's pick. Lars and the real girl. The OG. The one who paved the way for our love.
Well, I'm glad I inspired you. Maybe now you'll have a true connection with somebody at least.
You're a matchmaker, Matt.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Hopefully you're not as bad as Dakota Johnson, though. Sam, watch out for yourself. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you.
I know she checks all your boxes, but be careful.
You better check her legs.
Unfortunately, luck don't got legs.
Uh,
Mm,
But yeah.
let me say it. Okay. Is she flexible at least?
Oh yeah.
Gets
Does all the things it needs to do.
the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't have a wheelchair because we don't fucking trust bitches in wheelchairs around here.
So you just got to carry her around like Yoda?
Pretty much. Or really like C3PO in Empires. So
Yep.
Makes sense.
Well, as we say on the podcast, picture this. Name is Ryan Gosling, or Goosling, because in this movie, you are but a little goosling. And you live with your brother. You have serious attachment issues. And you're a very lonely man because you don't know how to fully connect with somebody for reasons we'll talk about later. Your best friend, not really your best friend, but the one guy you do talk to, just watches porn at work. And one of his interests at one point in time is real life sex dolls. Which then gets you the idea that, maybe I can have a true romance after all. So as Sam alluded to, you buy one of these motherfuckers. You get them sent to your house, and then you start introducing her to people, because she is not just a sex doll. She is the real deal. And you pretend like she's a person. And against all complete rational thought, people start feeling bad for you. So they they treat her like a real person. Because after all, she's a nice lady. And to help him with his attachment issues, they begin to integrate her into their little community, keeping him a little bit of, keeping him away so there's not too much codependency going on between him and the sex doll. And all the while, there is a real girl in this movie who does like him, but he is not ready for that just yet. And it takes him a little bit to warm up to that, especially after she gets a real boyfriend, which kind of pisses him off. And the movie is very simple but very sad, because that's basically it without spoiling too much yet. But you go throughout the movie until you finally decide that you're ready to open up to people for various reasons, through various moments. And your your sex doll girlfriend, she gets ill, and I don't know if it's to do with the low blood pressure or what. I can't remember what they said was killing her, but she's dying.
it's just because she's Brazilian. The BBL didn't work.
BBL went wrong, killed Bianca, and then you're just left with the real girl of the movie, and we're ready to finally actually open up and be with somebody, because you both understand each other in your own ways. And that's basically the plot without spoiling too much, because we're about to dive in. But just to get my thoughts out on it real quick, I saw this back in the day, and I thought it was really good. I saw this last night. I still think it's really good. I forgot how fucking sad it can be at times. One of my favorite scenes from it, two of my favorite scenes, one of them is when everyone finds out Bianca's dying and all the ladies come over to crochet with Ryan Gosling. And he's like, I feel like I should be doing something. And they're like, no, you just eat. Where, I think the line was like, when people go through like times like these, we just come over and sit. I was like, I don't know, that was emotionally nice. And then also when Ryan Gosling resuscitates her little teddy bear, Margot's teddy bear, I was like, that's cute, but also shows like that he's taking her seriously, just as everyone took him seriously with the animated object she treats like a person.
Apparently, he improvised that.
That's genius on his part.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know if we've picked a Ryan Gosling movie since I picked.
All the way. That was your very first pick,
Yeah.
Matt.
So I feel like I'm finally redeeming him a little bit. Craig Gillespie, I didn't know he made the movie until I came on the credits. And this is like, compared to his style now, it's such a different type of movie. because he's changed a lot as a director. This one's a lot more, you know, I was gonna say sedated, like reserved. His style now is a lot more movie and like almost in your face, for the most part. I don't know if that's just because those are the movies he's making, but yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, very emotionally impactful movie. Surprisingly so for the title, because when I saw this back in the day, I thought this movie was going to be stupid as hell, like a comedy, and it's really just a sad ass drama about connection. And Paul Schneider and Ryan Gosling's like relationship is great because there are just times where this man is just not having it at all with this sex doll, and his wife Emily Mortimer is just trying to play along, and he's just getting pissed off. One of my favorite parts is when he like she's dying, and Emily Mortimer goes, "Oh, we got to call 911," and he just looks at her and he goes, "911." I'm just like,
Cut to the ambulance going down the street.
yep. But the fact that everyone in the town, like, because he is such a nice guy that feels for him, they actually like play along with it for the most part. Is very, it's very sweet, and especially when she does die, and he turns around, and all the porch is just filled with all the pictures and gifts. It's like Jesus, um, such a sweet little movie about against all odds, such a sweet little movie. But I will open the floor to you guys. See what you guys have to say.
What's that, Luck? Oh, I agree. This is probably one of the best roles Patricia Clarkson has ever done. The goddamn fucking goat of all goats. Fuck Paul Schneider, that goddamn fuck. But at least he wasn't the fuck that was in Sorry Baby, which this movie made me think of a lot of because of him looking like that fuck, and then Margot looking like the coworker colleague that was annoying as fuck in that movie. Um, it's a simple, nice little simple time. It's enjoyable. I really kind of want some more backstory as to what sort of abuse he suffered from their father get him to the point that he's at where it physically ails him that people touch him, or I want to know something of as to why that he's gotten to that point, whether the father did something or
I
not.
thought it was detachment because his mother died.
Well, that's part of it. Um, but they just kept talking about how he shouldn't have left. Gus shouldn't have left him with their dad and all that stuff. And I wanted a little bit more dive back into that story. But it's such a good movie. It's so nice and just heartfelt and just raw. And shout out Peter Berg, who executive produced it. He will be making an appearance later this season. Um, and it's a great time. I really am glad you picked it. It was kind of what I needed after my pick and Jackson's pick back to back, and then following it up with yours was like, oh, things in life are horrible, but it can get better. And just that smile at the last shot when he's asking her to go on a walk is just so sweet, and it's a great way to end it. So
Um, yeah, this was Matt, you're on a theme recently where you're picking movies that I've been wanting to watch for a long time but haven't seen. And like it's been at least three episodes in a row where I'm like, oh yes, I finally get to see that. Because I had heard about this movie and I'd heard it was one of those kind of underrated little gems that, was surprisingly like emotional and stuff. But I hadn't really heard that many people talk about it, but the ones who did like spoke very highly of it. So I was curious to check it out. And man, yeah, I concur with the two of you. This was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It was very sweet. It was not kind of what I thought it was going to be tonally. I thought it was going to be more comedic, a bit more lighthearted. I wasn't expecting them to take it so dead seriously. That shocked me. And I thought, wow, this is the fact that they took such a kind of goofy premise on the surface and managed to get so much emotion out of it is really commendable. Like I fully applaud everybody for doing that. And I'm just gonna say this to start. Uh Ryan Gosling, I believe, personally, that this is the best performance I've ever seen him give. I can't think of a better one than this that I've seen. And more than that, I it's been kind of a thing that's annoyed me for a little while now of Hollywood continuing to cast Ryan Gosling in these kinds of roles where he's like a down on his luck loser kind of character. Up until Project Hail Mary, it annoys the shit out of me normally when they do it, where I'm just like, yeah, I totally believe that this fucking perfect looking, gorgeous man is a loser who nothing goes right for. I never buy it. Even if I like the movie, I never buy it. I'm watching Project Hail Mary and I'm just like, yeah, no, this is the fucking guy who nothing's ever gone right for, who can't do anything. Like, sure. I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this to him? Like in The Fall Guy, it was the same thing. I'm like, this is the stunt guy and not the leading man. Are you fucking serious? Like, it annoys me. But here, he finally managed to convince me of it. I swear to God, I didn't even see him in this role. I just saw Lars. I mean, I don't know what he did differently this time or he sold it 1,000,000%. I 1,000% believed him as this character. And his acting in this is phenomenal. And the character is so real and just like, you know, you do kind of, at least I did at first. I was kind of like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. But you do feel bad for him and you understand as the movie goes on why he's behaving the way he is, and you kind of like, in a little way, you do kind of fall under the same spell that everybody else in the town does, where it's like, okay, I didn't necessarily want him to be with Bianca forever because I did want him to get with the girl in his office, but I did want him to, kind of go on his own journey and figure this out and, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and it was sweet. Like you said, Matt, one of the scenes that touched me the most was the scene where he comes home from the hospital and all the flowers are on the porch. That made me go like, "Aw," out loud. And there were a lot of other moments like that too, where when Emily Mortimer is yelling at him and he's like, "You guys don't care about me," and she's like, "Everyone in this town, like does whatever like Bianca wants because we care about you. Do you think it's easy taking care of her? But we do it because we care about you." And just
Calling her
moments of
heavy.
such sincerity. Say what?
Calling her heavy.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. She is a big girl, Lars. She is not petite. But and she's great too. And so is Paul Schneider and Patricia Clarkson and everybody else. And Kelly Garner, who we last saw in Bully, I didn't even realize that was the same actress until I looked it up afterwards. And I was like, oh shit, okay, a bunch of returning people. One thing I will say, it's a minor, I wouldn't even call it a criticism, it's just a minor thing that I had. I was like, okay, it is a little weird to me. I get what they're trying to do, but it's a little weird the extent that the people in the town are okay with Bianca. I'm just like they're letting her into a school with children. Like that's a sex doll. Like that would
She wasn't
never.
naked.
It's a sex doll though. And that's a little strange. And then I swear to God, like the scene where they're literally taking her in an ambulance and she's in a hospital bed. I'm just like, you're taking a hospital bed away from a real person who needs it for a goddamn sex doll. I'm like, this is stretching believability a little too much. Which, if it was a lighthearted comedy, would be more believable, but they're playing the movie so goddamn serious that I can't help but find it a little jarring. But again, the thing that I told myself towards the end of the movie was just like, okay, the point that they're trying to make that I really respect and appreciate is they're trying to, it's a message about the power of community, and it's a message about like, everybody in the town is coming together to help him, and this is just one of those close-knit communities where people are willing to kind of do that. And that's a sweet message, and I like it. So I kind of looked past some of those things. Also because the movie was really good.
The word
Um,
that comes to mind is quaint. It's a quaint time.
Hmm. Yeah.
mhm. Um, and also just the gradual progression of him kind of realizing that she's not alive, I thought was very well done. Like I can't hear her anymore. She's not speaking, and I'm just like, aha, the delusion is wearing off because, and it's all attached to his
But they still
coworker.
make you feel like horrible when he's screaming in the morning because she's unconscious and not waking up.
Mhm.
It's like they
Yeah,
you get into the story. There's no like
Yeah.
way you can't just like have like
yeah,
be in for the ride.
you're invested in it. And also, one scene that got me was when Paul Schneider's talking to Emily Mortimer, and he's just like, this is my fault. I just, the minute I turned 18, I left town and I just left him here and it's my fault and everything. And he gets choked up. And I'm just like, see the moments of like genuine emotional sincerity in this are they're what carry it forward so much. And it's what I wasn't expecting. I mean, I was to a degree, but I really, again, you hear the premise, you think, all right, this is going to be at least somewhat comedic. And it is kind of like there are parts where, like, when they take her places and you just like, they're in church singing a hymn and it just cuts to her in the wheelchair sitting next to, I like that. Those kinds of shots are funny. But it's really not that comedic for most of it. It's like they take it so seriously. And I was just like very impressed that they were able to pull that off. So, yeah.
I feel like there also was a decent amount of criticism in the movie of that, like of her, not being real, because like obviously Paul Schneider's character, but then I can't remember who exactly it was. I think it was like the people in the church before she brings them. The dude's like, "Oh, she's a golden calf," and then they kind of remind everyone how crazy they are. Like one of my favorite lines was, "Your first wife was a klepto," and he goes, "No, she's not," and then she goes, "Why is she buried in my earrings then?" That was
Yeah.
like that was a good one. There's some like deadpan comedy in this, but also, one of my favorite scenes is when Paul Schneider and Ryan Gosling are talking in the basement while he's folding laundry about what it is to be a man. Like, when did you realize that? And you kind of see where Paul Schneider's coming from, where he's like, it's about
Phenomenal
doing things
scene.
for your family that you don't want to, you don't necessarily want to do, but you have to for the greater good and all that. And yeah, just that little conversation. I think that also helped Ryan Gosling maybe open up his eyes a little bit too, to like what he was doing. But yeah,
Well, that's where I think the power of this movie comes from the town and the just ensemble and sheer like personality that all these people have. Like I want to shout out Doug Lennox returning from Interstate 60 because he's so good. And
And it's funny because I watched X-Men again not that long ago, and as soon as he popped up, I was like, "Hey,
yeah,
that guy."
um, and I don't know I still really like Patricia Clarkson in this is really good, and what she brings out of Ryan Gosling in the scenes where like she's touching him and you just see that like physical transformation that he has when he's like going through the battle of accepting this kind of love and care. Um, and that's where his powerhouse performance just really kind of came through for me at that moment. And their little sessions, and them growing a relationship, and her helping coax him out of this hole that he's in and stuff. So
yeah. And like you, to your point, Jackson, he is very unrecognizable in this, and I don't know if that's because he's so damn pale, or if he's like got a little weight on him on this in this movie.
one thing that upset me was at one part, I think it is the teddy bear part where he revives it. His little shirt is like where the button is open, and he has you can see his actual tattoo. And I'm like, any fucker who has that kind of physical phobia would never have gotten a tattoo, but I will let it slide.
Wow.
I didn't even notice that.
This is
I
my
wouldn't
ice
have thought
water. This is my ice water. God damn it!
that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, one scene that I also really loved, it's I think right after he and Emily Mortimer have the fight, is when Paul Schneider comes into the room and he's in there and he's just like, I got it. And he's just like, oh, really? I'm usually the one that, tucks Bianca in and gets her ready for bed and everything. And he's like, you don't have to, like, thank you for doing all this. You don't have to. And I don't know, that was another really sincere moment. And also just kind of showing like how much she had become a part of their lives at that point. Um, just that Paul Schneider had gotten, who was so against it at first, it was like part of his routine at that point, which again kind of lets you, like, it gives you an idea of why everybody's so attached to her because she did become a part of their daily lives and routines in a way. So, and she brought them all together, and that's kind of the point, and it's nice.
The work
Yeah,
party scene was hard to watch when he first brought her in there, and everyone was just like making the comments to the side, and asking him all those questions.
That was yet another scene where I was kind of like, he would get roasted out of the building if this were real life. Like, he would not be able to bring that thing in there. They wouldn't just be muttering under their breath. But again, I let it
And
go.
that's where I love the sense of normalcy, but the also uncomfortability in the bowling scene, especially when those dudes show up and then they like kind of shoehorn their way in. It's like, oh, this is gonna go even worse and worse. And then they had such a good time and it was so nice. And then you just see the pain in his eyes as he's trying to talk to this girl and keep his distance, but also the attraction and physical, like they're physically pulled together. And I don't know, there are
Yeah,
parts
well,
that
how
are pretty
mad
funny.
he gets when he sees her boyfriend in the office is kind of funny. Because
Fuck
he's
Eric.
just like,
Fuck Eric
yeah.
with a big
Well,
old
he
dick.
just like, Eric's like, oh, you're famous around here. And he's like, uh-huh. He's like, oh, you got a quite grip on you. And he's like, yeah. Just like the look he just gives that guy. If I were him, I'd walk away too. I'd be like, this guy does not fucking like me.
Yeah. That was so interesting to me. Every time, like, he made a bit of progress with realizing Bianca is not real, was connected to the girl in the office, It was always like the way they did that to me was very well done. And I liked, their relationship. And I also just kind of liked the little subplot of her and his coworker like killing each other's stuffed animals or whatever. Where he's just like, she's like, "How could you do? You hung him, you know?" It
Stop
was
this
really
war.
funny.
I know.
So,
Don't hide my action figures. They cost a lot of money.
yep. That was
That dude
nice.
made me laugh, even though he was like the worst, like arguably one of the worst people in the movie. Still
Matt,
kind of funny, like funny
Matt, did you
character.
feel vindicated seeing that teddy bear getting hung with or choked to death with a phone cord?
Why would I feel? I'm trying to remember. There has to be a
In
joke that
high
I'm
school,
missing.
you wrote the screenplay where the person gets choked out with the telephone cord. And I was like, that would never happen.
Oh,
That's
and
stupid
yes,
and
that was a
funny.
telephone cord that he hung himself with. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which
Sam,
one
I
was
did.
that?
Oh, I didn't even get made. I don't think I even put it in class. I think I
Oh
just wrote
wow.
it and I sent it to Sam, and he was like, I was literally like, I can't remember what was going on in the scene, but some girl's on the phone, and then the dude just takes the phone and chokes her out with the telephone cord and like kills her that way.
Oh
And Sam
wow.
was like, "That's unbelievable." He's like, "That was stupid," and I was like, "Oh."
Well, now this movie has vindicated you, Matt.
I've seen other movies where they do it, and I'm like,
I've seen it a lot
File
more.
in for
It's
murder.
definitely, I
yeah,
regret my words, but I know that struck a chord with you back when I said
it
it.
did. I was like, "Wait,
That
what?"
struck a phone chord with you.
Yes,
It
it did.
did. Yes, dialed me up. But anyways,
This movie
Rung the
got me
bell.
excited. I pulled out my 6 Feet Under box mat because Nancy. I've never seen anything else Nancy Oliver has written except for I know she did parts of season 3, 4, and 5. I think from that. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
shout
to
out to her
go through
screenplay
it.
and shout out to Craig Gillespie as the director. Supergirl is just around the corner, folks. So
Doing
he's
that.
he's making it big right now. He's come a long way.
Give me
how,
Fright Night again. I just want to. Oh, I never mind. I can't have that. Anton's dead. I don't know. Just give me something like this
uh,
and like Fright Night.
you think Supergirl's gonna have a sex doll boyfriend in space?
She better. Yeah, thanks for picking this, Matt, because what a fun time, I watched it the other night and I was just like, wow, what a heartwarming, sincere little movie. Which again, if you had told me that this movie where Ryan Gosling dates a sex doll had his best performance that I've ever seen, I don't know if I would have believed you. But here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
It's
So
it's
And he'll be back next week.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I was thinking about how like we had the two George Kennedys, now we're gonna have the two Ryan Goslings. I wonder who's gonna be in the next set of twos.
Indeed.
we do have 3 minutes left, so I think that sums it about up for Lars and the Real Girl. I mean, it's a great movie. Just like I feel like we unpacked it quite enough.
Mm-hmm. No,
Agreed.
I really really had a good time with it. It was a nice rewatch because I hadn't seen it since I was in like Florida, and so
Cinematography was also really good.
yeah, I
Yes.
wanted to shout that out. I can't remember the dude's name. Something Kimmel. I looked it up. Um, he's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to know there's someone named Kimmel out there who I don't want to punch in the face.
Heard.
Not
Let
Sydney
me look
Kimmel
up
here.
his full name.
This is a Sydney Kimmel production.
I think
Adam
it's
John
Adam
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
Adam John Kimmel.
I wonder
Yes.
if he's related to Sydney Kimmel.
Probably.
Oh, he did
And they're all
Foxcatcher.
related to Jimmy Kimmel.
That makes sense. This movie had a very Foxcatcher kind of like look and feel, especially with
It did.
Hmm.
So that makes a lot of sense.
It was very
and
cold. for
Beautiful
most of
Girls,
it.
which I love that movie too, and the way that
Oh
looks.
hell
Oh, he
yeah!
did Beautiful Girls?
Yeah.
That does actually make a lot of sense. I can see that.
Similar environments.
Mm-hmm. Similar looks for sure. Well, we should ask. I mean, I know we covered it, but what did Luck think of the movie?
Luck says it's a 10 out of 10, and the Luck is 3 for 3 on this one.
Mm.
That's good. That's good.
Sex doll representation matters.
Yes.
But now that we have covered all the real girls and the Lars Lindendorfs, or whatever his last name was, Lindenstroms, in the world, I've had something on my mind lately, and I really want it to come true.
Oh
And
God.
so I've decided I'm going to make a wish because I found this little novelty thing out in the world, and you know what? You know what, folks? I wish for us to talk about the film Obsession. Take it away, my good sir.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my pick this week is the breakout 2026 indie horror hit, Obsession. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is picture this. It's the early 2000s, and you are a young lad or a young lady sitting at home watching cartoons, and you see an episode of The Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy wishes that he and Trixie were the only two people left in the world and that she was in love with him. But it backfires because she becomes completely obsessed with him and wants him to just tell her she's pretty all the time. And he realizes he got what he wished for in a way he never intended and wants to undo it. Decades later, a man by the name of Curry Barker takes this very idea and turns it into a live action horror film. And I just so happened to see the trailer in the movie theater, and I say to myself, wow, that looks pretty interesting. Let's check that out when it comes out. That looks pretty good. I'll wait and see what people say about it. And then lo and behold, in the summer of 2026, it comes out. And I go see it on the Friday that it opens after work at 10:30 at night. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be the only person in this theater. Maybe a couple other people, but this is just a little low budget indie horror movie that, I doubt that many people have heard of. So it's probably, and it's so late at night. I mean, surely not that many people are going to be there. And what do I find when I get there? The theater is half packed. There are people of all ages, genders, races, and everything else in this theater, and they are all excited to see this thing. And it is at this moment that I suspected this is going to be a hit. Look how many people are here at 10:30 on a Friday night. And boy, let me tell you something. I did not know what the fuck I was in for. Because you see, my friends, in this film, Obsession, you got our main character, Bear, and he is a lonely guy. He's a hopeless romantic, I guess you could say. He has a crush on this girl, Nikki. And, it's really important to him that he asks her out. She says yes. He wants to form a relationship with her. It's all he wants, We can all relate to that. And he's practicing how to say it. And he doesn't know how to go about asking her out, but he knows that he's got to do it. Unfortunately, long story short, she doesn't seem to return his feelings. So that's a little hard on him. Her mind is elsewhere. And so one night he buys a toy, a one-wish willow, where you break it, as Sam just did, and you make a wish. You only get one, though. And what does he wish for? Well, he wishes that she loved him more than anything in the world. And my friends, If you're wondering if this is a faithful adaptation of the Fairly Odd Parents episode, it most certainly is. Because from that moment on, Nikki is dangerously obsessed with him to the point where some absolutely insane fuck shit goes down with her trying to fucking, win his love and be obsessed with him. And he's got to fucking he's like, holy shit, what the fuck did I do, man? How do I undo this? And boy, it goes to some crazy fucking places. And I'm sitting in the theater watching all these events unfold, and I am just absolutely transfixed by it. I'm absolutely spellbound by it. I am just like the likes of which no current movie has done in a long time. I leave the theater and I'm just like, what the fuck did I just watch? I'm analyzing it. I'm thinking about it. There are things that I'm still the whole car ride home, I just didn't even I was just still thinking and analyzing and being like, holy shit, what did that mean? And oh my God, I just realized this thing. It got under my skin and got into my, just being in so many different ways. And then the internet, as it always does, kind of ruined it for me. I very nearly switched this pick because there's a certain conversation going on online that is upsetting to me. But we're going to try to, avoid that as much as we can because I don't want this to just be me shitting on those people. But yeah, long story short, I absolutely love this movie. I think it is, again, this movie got through to me and made me just activated my brain in ways that like no current movie has in a minute. Stuck with me for so long. I just went back and saw it again last night. I can't remember the last time I saw, especially a non big budget movie in the theater twice. I mean, like it's been a minute. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. I'm so incredibly happy that everybody is going to see it, that it's become such an unexpected breakout hit. I think it's very optimistic for the future of movies. Love it, love everything about it. What did you guys think? I'll turn it over to you. I got a lot more to say, but you guys go ahead.
You can go, Matt.
Man. So I was a fan of this guy when he was doing like YouTube, not YouTube shorts, but like TikToks, and I mainly saw him on Facebook Reels and shit during the pandemic. And him and his friend, the dude who's in the movie who plays the best friend,
Cooper Tomlinson.
they're fucking hilarious together. I straight up like, I just love their vibe. The fact that they're now making, because I remember seeing their shorts or their skits and being like, these are cinematic as fuck, like well shot, well lit. They didn't look like shitty, like the framing was good. And they're always very funny. And I didn't expect him to go into horror, but it translates so well because this movie, while it's funny, I feel like it does take itself super seriously, like unnervingly funny in ways. There are just like some deadpan scenes, like when he fucking opens the door that's covered in tape and he's just yanking it, and it's just like, no, yeah. But then the scene where she's like watching him sleep is like, ooh, huh?
If you're having trouble with the door, you might as well just stay home.
He's like, nope, I got it.
I've heard that before in my life.
Yep. I mean, the acting from all the actors, like who are people I really didn't know. I've seen the girl in a few other things, but I didn't realize it until afterwards. Are just phenomenal, like knocking it out of the park. Especially for this movie that's $800K, I found out, or like something like that. I'm like, damn,
No. Crazy.
yeah. There are movies that have double the budget that don't even do half the shit this does.
Yeah.
I like how they didn't quite. They got really into it quick. The pacing was perfect. And I like how they didn't go in too much on, oh, this is how it works. It's like, no, it's just a thing. It works. That's the premise. We don't need who created the fucking One Wish Willow. We don't need a history on people have used it in the past. Just that it is a thing and it works. When he goes, my two things I thought were going to be plot holes, they literally answered them back to back for me. And that was, I was like, well, why wouldn't you just, because I know it says you only get one wish, but I still would have been like, oh, I would go try to get it and break it again and be like, I wish she wasn't obsessed with me. And then also, I was like, wouldn't you wish for like $1 billion or something like that? And literally, it was like back to back. They hit me with both of those, and I was like, damn, thank you. And also, I'm pretty sure when he calls the helpline, the guy over the phone, I
That
think
is
is Curry
Curry.
It's
Barker.
Curry Barker, yeah.
Yeah, because I just heard it, like the way he talks with all his skits and stuff. He has like this similar like cadence, and I went, "That's you."
That actually
Um,
is a theme throughout the whole movie because the company that makes it is Tabby Cat. Sandy's a Tabby Cat, and the way she walks is like the Luck Tabby Cat with the paws.
oh, yep. And also the pub was named Barker's, and I was like,
It
"Hey."
was. I didn't. Wow.
I
Didn't
wasn't
even
sure if
catch
he was.
that.
For a second, I was like Clive Barker, and I'm like, "Oh no, his last name's Barker." Why, duh. Um, but yeah, I mean, incredibly tense. I didn't even put two and two together with the Fairly Odd Parents thing until you mentioned it, Jackson, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because he had a whole different thing where I saw an interview with him where he was talking about how he was very obsessed with like views and stuff on his, TikTok and all that. And then he had just booked It's Always Sunny and he was about to watch the episode. And the episode before that was a Simpsons episode about the monkey paw. And he said that's kind of where he got the idea from. But honestly, I think the Fairly Odd Parents thing is a lot more accurate.
That was when I saw the trailer, that was literally the first thing I thought. It was just what came to my mind.
I didn't even like the only thing, but it's not a bad thing. But I was like, when he opened that fucking sandwich box, I said, bro, I'd be checking that thing for sleeping pills or whatever. And also, dude is kind of a bad cat owner if he can't keep his sleeping pills locked away.
I couldn't figure
Well,
that one out. How the cat got up there. I'm
that's
just like,
the thing that pisses me off. Which I guess if you didn't say it, Jackson, that's not what the internet was saying that pissed you off. Because it's what pissed me off is that everyone's saying he purposely killed his cat, and it fucking upsets me
which
that
is
I
stupid.
don't
Of
think he
course he
purposely
didn't.
killed his cat.
I
I think
don't
it was
think he
just
did.
neglect. But
Of course he
I,
did. Like that's how I know people on the internet are fucking stupid. I'm like, y'all are just not in the real world if you think that's what happened. But
so my last thing I need to say is my experience seeing this in the theater, which is very similar to yours, Jackson, where I was like, oh, I'm seeing this little like it was like last minute when I bought my ticket. I figured I'm gonna pop it up, and it's been out for like 3 weeks at this point. It's not gonna be that packed. Damn near theater was full. Like I had to sit right next to somebody. I had like two options basically that wasn't front row seating. The people behind me in the ticket line were like, "Oh shit." And then I already knew the next showing was also sold out.
Hmm.
And then everyone in the theater was like very vocal, not in the sense they were talking over the movie, but like they were like ah or laughing. Like there was a lot of laughter, and like the right places in my opinion. The people next to me was this Latino couple, and I just heard her like lean over and she was like, "I'm fucking scared right now," when she was like freaking out. And that was one of my coworkers. She was like, as a Latino, I feel like I'm not going to find this movie as crazy as most people. And I said, well, you know, but also I got in there a little late, kind of like you did for Sheep Detectives, because I was getting my beer as I do, and the keg kicked like right as I was getting it. So I got two beers for the price of one. And so I was pretty, by the end of this movie, I was like enjoying it. But I walked in right, all I saw was the sleeping pills on the floor. And then right when they panned down from him getting in the bed where it says Obsession on the bed sheet, which I love the title card. The opening and closing title cards are amazing. But I was kind of like, huh, I hope I didn't miss anything like that integral. And they kind of explained it later what happened. And I was like, oh, I just missed his cat dying. That's literally it.
well, you also missed the first scene where he practices what he's gonna say to Nikki, and the best friend is like, "God damn, that was cringy. Don't say that." And he's like, "Oh my God." He has like a waitress sit down
Also
so he
keeps
can,
fucking egging him on to pursue
Oh,
her.
okay.
which
So I guess I did.
we're gonna talk about that motherfucker in a minute. But
That's
to your
all I
point,
missed
Villain of this
then.
goddamn movie.
But I
yeah,
still loved it.
I agree. But to your point, Matt, I'll just tell this before I let Sam say what he thinks. As far as audience reaction, so I've seen it twice now, and both times it was very interesting because the first time, again, pretty packed theater, and everybody was reacting to it a lot. Like there were a bunch of younger people down beneath me, and they it was a like like nervous laughter where it's not like you're laughing at it. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? A lot of that kind of like, they were like, holy shit, kind of stuff. Everybody was reacting to everything, like, and people were getting scared, and that was really cool. And just hearing people get so into it and hearing people who were kind of maybe talking a little bit at first kind of shut up because they were so invested. And then last night when I saw it again, I was a little nervous because there was this big group of people down on my row, younger people, probably early 20s, and they're just like they were being a little noisy. They were kind of on their phones at first, and I was just like, ah, fuck. Like, I'm glad I've already seen this because they might just start annoying the shit out of me. And as the movie went on, the phones went away. They weren't talking as much. They were invested. They jumped at a couple of parts. The that scene towards the end where, that they fucking like nearly jumped out of their seats during that scene. And, I was just like, and it's so goddamn funny because one of the girls literally said like three different times, just fucking shoot her. Like literally. She was like, I would just get a gun. Like, get a gun, just shoot her. And I was just like, this is wow, this is cool just hearing audience participation. And then yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Just
There's
seeing people's reactions to it.
there's a lot I gotta get into, but fuck the people outside of my theater because they spoiled part of it for me. Right before I walked in, they were going to see something else, and someone was like, "Oh, we should go see that," and the person next to them was like, "Hell no, I heard someone eats a cat in that," and I was like, "Why do you gotta fucking say that right before I'm walking into the movie?" I would have been fucking shocked and shook. It still was not how I expected it, and Jesus fucking Christ, that is wild. But Jackson, thank you for keeping this as your pick because I have known Curry Barker for since about as long as Matt. Very similar story. A lot of Facebook shorts. The one where they're doing the testing of the liquids and their psychedelics in it, and he just keeps hammering them. And so like, I was like, I knew very much him and Cooper like through and through, and I had never heard of this whatsoever until you asked if I had seen it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And thank you for making me go see this movie because I hadn't been to a theater in like 2 months. It was an amazing experience. And then I got home because I went and saw it alone and went to bed with Stuart. We were watching something on the TV, and the TV was behind her head, so I couldn't see her face, just the silhouette. And then she started talking in her sleep, and I was like, "Get the fuck away from me!" I am so
And
unsettled.
then, Sam, has that ever happened where you've tried to get out of bed and just stab?
Yes, that has. It was extremely fucking unsettling how like shook it made me and how I had so much trouble going to sleep after seeing this movie. Because that scene about 40 minutes into the movie where he wakes up and she's in the corner and she's just crying because it's not mutual is one of the most fucking scary things I have experienced in a minute. And Jesus fucking Christ. Like, the way this movie unfolds is perfect, and nobody in this movie is a good person. Severe Andy Richter jump scare that I was not expecting. I didn't catch it at first, and then, but the reason he's a bad person is because he had a gun in that fucking store and didn't tell any of his employees. Um, R.I.P. Sarah. She had bigger and better things to do in life, and just the gut punch of her getting that acceptance letter and not opening it and not knowing that she was on to better things before getting just fucking brutalized. Which I'm upset that the Khan's cut has like 5 or 6 more slams that were a lot more gruesome that he had to cut out for the theatrical release.
Really?
I really want to see how, like, you see the eye like flinging out of her head.
Oh my
apparently.
God.
Um, and the only scene that I have a problem with is the $1 billion scene because that's the only part in the movie where it took me back to like one of his skits because that was like Bear's screaming no was like exactly from that kind of vibe and just the way it was raining down. But it's
I
still
just
a
love the way
great,
he like
great
looks
moment.
up at him and he's like so pissed. He's like, I fucking hate you.
And I love the energy of both of the two people working in the store. The lady at the beginning, just like on the phone, not really caring. And then when he's trying to get the crystal necklace, but then the dude is like, "Don't bring those vibes in here, man." Like, I love how that
Also the guy jumps to, well, you could just kill yourself.
happens.
I
I
was
just
like,
love
Jesus Christ.
he's like, what the fuck's a one wish willow? No, no. I'm just fucking with you, man. They're right here.
The moment when he calls the hotline and Curry Barker's like, "Oh, you want to like cancel or do cancellation on your wish?" And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, we can't do that. We don't do that here." And he's like, "I was just like." I got the vibe
But
that
then
that's what you were wanting.
I'm guessing your intentions, man.
that scene goes from being so funny to so horrifying because
To
then
her
he
screams.
you want to talk to her and just hearing her scream over the phone. I'm just like, wow, he's kind of balancing this really well. It's kind of
It's
crazy.
so horrible. Each character at a certain point loses me. And it's like for Bear, it's when he says, "What's so wrong with being with me?" after she asks him to kill her. And then for Ian and Nikki, it's finding out that they were doing their whole thing and keeping it. More so Ian, because fuck Ian. Um, and just and then Sarah having him sneak out in the middle of the night, which was a very tender moment. I love the way that their relationship grew and how like that's actually the person he should have kind of chosen to like pursue and get to know because there was an actual possibility of it. Um, and then fucking Andy Richter lost me when he had the fucking gun in the safe and it came back into play. But my jaw fucking hit the floor when he was taking those pills, and then I heard the One Wish Willow song, and he stopped, and you heard the snap, and I was like,
That was like a brilliant ending. I was like,
Yeah.
perfect.
mm,
Because I kind of knew. I was like, is she gonna? I was like, don't leave that shit out there with her.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of
Chef's
expecting him to
kiss.
ask more people, but he didn't have any time.
Yeah.
Right.
And what was I gonna say? Fuck.
And I didn't like the music the first time I saw this. The second time I liked it a lot more. But
Um, yeah, man, where to start? Um, First of all, I just gotta say, this was so well done. I mean, just so fucking well done. I had never heard of Curry Barker before, unlike the two of you, had no idea who this fucker was, and now this guy's got my vote of confidence to do just about anything. I mean, I'm very excited for his Texas Chainsaw reboot now. I'm just, whatever he does, I'm gonna be interested. I cannot express to you how much this movie just got into the center of me. I was like the whole way home, I was just like writing in silence, just thinking about it, analyzing it. I was losing my mind over things that I was realizing after the fact. And I literally got home that night and immediately texted you guys like, we have to have this on the show. I absolutely have to talk about this movie because holy shit. And yeah, it's amazing because, you know, yes, all of the characters make bad choices at some point, or maybe just not the right choices. But of the four like main characters, the only one I really didn't like was the best friend. Like, and I didn't even feel that way necessarily the first time, but watching it the second time, I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. He is such a piece of shit. Every single action that he takes is to try to sabotage him, you know? Like from the first scene, I'm just like, you're just a selfish fuck who's trying to sabotage him. I'm like, because I think that was one of the things that fucked me up when I was driving home and I was thinking about it. I was like, bro, he could have had a chance, but he was trying to jump in and because I was like, did she? I couldn't tell. I'm like, did she like him or was she just pretending or like? Because I was like, I think he may have had a shot if he had just that opening monologue that he had, where he's talking to the waitress. That may have worked, it may not have worked, but we'll never know because his best friend, told him not to do it because he doesn't want them to be together. And then he brings up the dad not really being dead, which, he's trying to act like is for, his sake, but it's not. He's just trying to throw him off and all that shit. And yeah, pretty much every single thing he does is to try to split them apart. Just so he can keep, having sex with her casually and everything. And yeah, but other than him, the other three, because here's the big thing that, people are saying online that I disagree with. There are certain people who are saying that the main character is an awful person and that, he's being selfish and just he's a monster and all this stuff. And I'm just like, get fucked.
What's
Like,
with
I'm
his
not gonna try to
perspective?
harp on
Well,
that.
he didn't
So
know
what?
it was gonna work.
Thank you.
it's
Thank
like
you. He
it's full
didn't know that the
premeditation.
goddamn thing.
So you're gonna have an unreliable source of information of all the other characters, and so I think seeing the what his actions cause and effect, I think it causes people not to understand back line between where every character is coming from.
Well, that and just like, first of all, I don't think the movie needs a bad guy. To me, the point of the movie is just like there's no good guy or bad guy. It's just they're all put in this situation unknowingly because he didn't know the goddamn thing was going to work when he did it, obviously. And, there's no bad, it's just they all have to navigate this situation and it sucks and it's a be careful what you wish for type situation. And, they're all just kind of put in it and they got to deal with it. And it's just one of those things. If there is a bad guy, to me, frankly, it's the people who made the One Wish Willow for fucking selling it to him in the first place. But again, you don't need to have one. So I don't know why people are trying to look for that. And I just don't like that they're trying to demonize the guy so much because it's just like he because the weirdest thing that I've heard is people saying, "Oh, he's just selfishly enjoying this relationship in spite of how much she's suffering." I'm like, show me one scene in the movie where he's enjoying any of this. He's scared shitless the entire movie.
Well,
There is that
Quit-
montage.
That's
a little
not that doesn't
montage.
count because he doesn't know what's
I
going
think he
on
was
yet.
scared during that
Yes,
too. The thing
He
is,
doesn't know what's going on yet at that
didn't
point.
try
I
He
thought
has
it was
a
do
MDMA.
the witch.
he has a logical explanation at that point. He thinks she was on drugs and she's acting normal at
She
that point.
admitted to being on. She said she was on it. Now, whether or not
Yes.
she's lying, not his
And
fault. 'Cause
of
he
course
doesn't know
she's
that.
lying, but like it's plausible in his head at that point that everything is normal. There's no supernatural explanation. He has no that's the only part. From that moment on, he's scared shitless the whole goddamn movie and he's not enjoying it at all. He's, scared for like the entire movie. And I'm just I found that so I came home that night and I paragraphs and paragraphs that people were leaving about just like this guy's a piece of shit and all this stuff and I'm like I really didn't see
That's
this
where the
reaction
only line
coming.
that was sour with me was him being like,
Yeah, that
"What's
scene I will
wrong?"
agree.
And then
I
that's
will
where he
agree.
should have immediately tried to stop it, but then he couldn't get the chance to because it led immediately into the car scene, which
Well, and again
triggers the whole rest of it.
at that point he had tried to cancel it. They wouldn't let him. He had done numerous things to try to stop it or at least make it not as bad. And at that point, it's just a matter of like, okay, I guess I'm fucked. I don't know what to do. The only option is killing myself, and I don't want to do that. So, I'm just going to try to navigate this as best I can.
The shot of him putting the gun in his mouth and like shaking. 10
Well, I
out of
liked how he
10.
was also trying to put it in the right position to actually kill himself because I was like, that is smart. No, people don't think about that. You could shoot yourself in the head and still be alive.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
then
yeah, for sure.
her screaming that she's gonna shove the barrel up her pussy and kill herself was like
I know.
fucked me up.
That whole part was just absolutely fucking crazy. And then when she just shoots the best friend in the head when he comes through the door, it was
Fucking
just like,
deserved it.
holy
That was
shit.
kind of satisfying, not gonna lie.
A little bit. Yeah.
I
This
was
time
like, I was
for
like,
sure.
damn, bro just won $1 billion. I already got $1 billion and then dies.
Yep.
And
But
then you unfortunately have to see Sarah's fucking mangled corpse tied to that chair.
yeah, it's so fucked.
Ugh.
But again, I just like not to harp on it too much, but the people who are saying that to me are fucking insane. I really think it's almost kind of like, because the thing is, I think a lot of the guys in the audience can relate to the main dude, like not in terms of like just the situation he's in, being, we've all been in that position where, you like somebody, they don't like you back, it's hard to deal with, kind of thing. And I also would like to point out at every step, he's being very careful, very considerate, not taking advantage unless he thinks, everything is like, again, when they're in the happy montage, he has logical explanations for everything up until that point.
Well, that's
Like
where
he thought she was on drugs,
surface
but
level is very mutual and consensual on certain things, and then you get her in that against that wall being like, "This is not mutual," and you get him sleeping on the floor the first night because he was so uncomfortable, and
right,
there's nothing mutual about any of it because it's
right.
an inhuman form of connection.
Well, then obviously she can't help because she's not in control. And those scenes where she would snap out of it and just like hit herself with a bottle or whatever was fucking nuts. And then poor Sarah was really probably the most innocent of the four characters. She's just over here trying to live her life and shit and really gets the worst death of
Giving
them
them
all.
homeless people their heroin for the week.
When
And
when she
go
like
ahead.
they're at the party and then she just like grabs her chair and just fucking slides it,
Just
I was
does
like,
this.
Yeah. People laughed out loud during that.
I know.
I was like, that was a good out.
That and
And
then the
just that scene where she reads that fucking disturbing ass like excerpt
Harping
from the
riddle.
book is crazy.
Mhm.
The other scene that people died laughing in my theater was when they were at the dinner and he asks about her dad and she just was like, "Why do you gotta ruin? We were having a nice time."
And another
I know
thing I
people
will,
have had that relationship where that's happened to them.
but see, that was what I was gonna say. Like, this is relatable for a lot of people. I feel like on a metaphorical level, a lot of the scenes that she's acting like that. There are scenes where people in relationships have had to deal with that before. I even like coming out of the theater last night. When I was in the men's room afterwards, I heard somebody say like, you know what the scariest part of that was? All the scenes where I've had to deal with that in real life before. I'm just like a lot of these scenes are playing out like, things that happen in real relationships.
Not even just
But
like the from a girl. Even some dudes act like that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And that's the thing that I think kind of one of the things that is hitting it home so much for audiences is they do kind of recognize things like that in the movie because I remember watching it the first time and being like, I can see the younger crowd really getting into this movie, like
Stuart's
just with
also threatened. Sorry to cut you off. Stuart's threatened to cut off my hair in my sleep, and so that traumatized me too. Seeing that.
Oh my
and
god.
then those freaky ass moments where she just like is moving weird, like that scene where she like towards the end moves backwards and shit.
Oh,
I was
as
like,
she's saying "rail my guts," I was like, Jesus
mhm.
fucking Christ.
And then just the that monologue she has where she's like, darkness is a color, sweetie. There's just nothing, or you could stay. And I'm just like, oh my Lord. And there's so many just unbelievably tense scenes, like to the point where I was watching it, right, the second time, and there were scenes that still got me the second time. Like that first jump scare when he brings her home the first night and she snaps out of it for a second and that loud ass noise, that got me again this time. The scene, which I think is safe to say is probably the most shocking scene in the movie, where she murders the shit out of Sarah. It's funny because the first time I saw it, I was like, I know something's going to happen here, but
I
I
thought she
don't
was
know
just gonna
what.
stand outside the car and they'd get scared. I didn't expect her to
Yeah,
run head
I
first
didn't know
murder.
what was gonna happen, but I think that's honestly even more impressive when you can know that something is gonna happen and it still shocks the shit out of you when it does. I'm like, wow, that. And then the second time when that scene started, my heart was fucking racing. I was just like, oh God, here it comes, And it still had just the same impact.
Where I love the
And
catharsis he's experiencing when he's like alone in the car after that happens and he opens the letter and it's just like
yeah.
the sun's coming up and it's just like
hmm And all of the actors are phenomenal, by the way. Michael Johnston, the main dude, is phenomenal. And I want to try to get her name right. Indy Navarrete, is I think how you pronounce her name, who plays Nikki.
it's
What
crazy
a
that she doesn't like
revelation.
horror movies and
What
she's
a,
such a
yeah,
badass.
apparently.
Yeah.
And
She was killing it.
what a revelation she was. She's going to have a big career. I have no doubt about that at this point. I mean, goddamn phenomenal. Especially, not only is she just so good throughout the whole movie, but the difference between who she is as real Nikki and who she is later on. It's like two different, completely different people, and she sells that so well. And yeah, a lot of those scenes, man, she played them very well and was just fucking terrifying. The scene with the goddamn him eating the cat, I was just like, oh my
I
God,
knew
like
like
so
the
many
moment
scenes.
I
What's
was
the
like,
verdict?
bro, check the fucking I was like,
Yeah,
check the
again, I was
sandwich,
like, I don't
dude.
know what's gonna happen here, but and then when like, what's the verdict, cat? I was like,
That's where walking
oh, she
in
fucking,
knowing that someone was going to eat a cat and then him waking up and seeing the cat on the like charcuterie board as the like memorial, I was like, oh, he's going to wake up to her just like chowing down, but it was at least still I knew it going in and it still shocked me because I wasn't expecting her to secretly feed him the cat.
yeah,
One of my
I was a
favorite scenes
food
too
critic.
is when he's like, you need to stop doing weird shit. You like me, right? Then stop doing weird shit. And then
yeah,
immediately she just stands there and then pisses and shits all over herself. And he's like, we
hmm
talked about this.
yep.
I was like,
And again, just like fucking I mean, I can't express to you how every single scene I did not like breathe until the movie was over the first time I saw it. Like I was like just holding my breath and like so many points in the movie where I was like reacting like in a big way, just like what the fuck, just because it really I haven't had an experience like it in quite some time, like with any. It's really the whole thing is just so well done, and the whole thing is so scary, and there's just so much subtext to it, and it's just like I don't know, man. The whole thing was just so incredibly well done. Like I give massive props to Curry Barker for it.
Well,
Yeah.
It
I had just come from seeing Backrooms the day before, and that movie is not as good, in my opinion. It's kind of slow, and there's too many points where I was like, there's issues I have with the story, and like the fact there isn't much of a story, et cetera, et cetera. And then I saw this, and I was like, thank you. I needed this.
This is
This
what I
movie,
needed.
the easiest time holding my pee ever in a movie. I was like, I wasn't like antsy. I had to go to the bathroom about like three-quarters of the way through, and I said, I can't get up. I have to sit here and just wait for it. And I
Bro,
did
I
not.
had to pee before the movie started last night. Like I didn't, and I'd seen it before, so I could have gotten up. I didn't get up the whole time because I was like, no, I'm not leaving during this.
locked
I'm
in.
too locked in.
Yep,
That's
So
something that
100%.
really threw me off was I fully expected Curry Barker to make an appearance physically. Like I'm used to seeing his face, and I was like, I'm going to see his face. And about halfway through, I was starting to be like, is he just not going to be in this goddamn fucking movie? What the fuck? And then that's when that call happened, and I was like, hey, there he is, and it locked me right the fuck back in because bro can look really fucking scary in some of his short films. So I was like,
Yeah.
why aren't you in this? But the way he fucking lit this just was so fucking unsettling.
so many scenes where her face is just shrouded in darkness,
And he
and I
put like a
love
light
that
right
so
next
much.
to it, so you'd like you
You
just
can
see the
kind of see her
just the exact
eyes.
amount. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it
Yep.
had me squinting, trying to like get what her face looked like, which is what made the night of so fucking terrifying when Stuart was like there and then talking and seeing her face move but not seeing anything.
You just got to pull out your cell phone and just hit
At
the
one
light on it
point,
and be
I
like,
turned the light on and I was like, I just got to make sure you're actually asleep. But are you pretending, you fuck?
I mean, in general, I just think that the entire movie just really fucking works just on every level. I was so locked in, I can't even tell you. Both times that I saw it. And again, just fucking so many scenes where it's just I remember I was just sitting there in the theater and I was just like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. You got to do something about this. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Like what the fuck are we gonna do here, you know?" And just yeah. I mean, 'cause it's so crazy because it's so hard in horror now to like genuinely kind of terrify an audience because you think you've seen every kind of thing done already, but to scare people, I can't stress to you guys enough. First of all, how much it was fucking me up watching it, and then also last night when I saw it, the people in my row in that scene where Sarah gets killed, like literally almost jumped out of their fucking seats. Like they were so just like, what the fuck? Like just I love seeing audience reactions to this. I love seeing the way it's resonating with people. I love the fact that, as has been pointed out many times by now, this is only one of five movies ever to do the kind of business that this movie is doing. It had a 39% increase in its second weekend, which is impossible. That doesn't happen. And then it's one of only five movies to ever have another increase in the third weekend, like ever. It's in the same company as E.T. So
That's
it's
wild.
like it's clearly the word of mouth is getting around. It's resonating with people a lot. And I think it's fantastic. That so many people can just go and just appreciate this and really that it resonates with them. And especially considering it's in the middle of the goddamn summer. You see the competition that it's up against, and it's like, how is it doing this? It fucking in its second weekend made more money than the Star Wars movie did
Which is
in its first
wild.
weekend. That's insane. Like that's insane. And I love it. I love everything about it. It couldn't happen to a more deserving movie. This thing just kind of came out of the blue and just took all of us off guard. And it's wonderful.
Undoubtedly, my favorite scene of the whole movie is that middle of the night scene, and it's not even just the sheer just horrific imagery of her in that corner crying. It's when she steps forward like as the cat, and then he says come back to bed, and she slides back and says no, in just this very innocent, like just deeply disturbing kind of way. And then coming into the room with the pot in front of her face so you can't see, like, once again what her face actually looks like.
Yeah.
So well done. Like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah. And it really,
Caught me
like,
off guard.
again, like I said, it starts out so quick because right after he breaks that fucking One Wish Willow, there's that shot of her just standing in the on the porch with the same like cover over her. And I heard somebody in the theater just go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Just on that, on the basis of that. And then when she like is like trying to get him out of the car, like like in the passenger or like in the driver's seat, like opening his door, and she just stands up and her face is like not, you can't see anything but the lower half of her body. I was like, this is fucked up
The part,
already.
the
Like,
part in the car
At
where
that
she's like sitting forward and crying into the like dash. The person down the row of me, he like got really curled up in his seat, and I could tell he was getting very uncomfortable with that part.
And it was funny because during that scene, that very first scene where she's trying to get him out of the car, again, that same girl in my row who kept saying just shoot her was just like, oh my God, she's about to ruin this man's life. And I'm just like, yeah, you have no idea. I've seen it and I'm here to tell you, you're right.
that's what I
Um,
love about movies like this too, is it really does kind of show how a theater can be a community experience. Because sometimes you go to a theater and you just sit there and you feel like you're not connected to anybody around you.
right.
But then movies like this, where you've seen it both times, and both times you've had like a connection with the people around you just by what they're saying, and like you can feel how they're feeling a little bit. And that's how I felt when I saw it. Like I felt very connected to everyone in the theater, just hearing what they said or like them jumping and all that good stuff. And
At
it was
the
just
end,
like very, huh?
at the end, the people in front of me sat up or like stood up, and one of them was like, "Man, I really thought he was gonna give her that willow, and that it was gonna be like her wish that fucks it all up." And I was like, I was really thinking the same thing when the movie started, and him getting it for her as this gift. I was like, oh, it's her wish that's gonna cause this, and then nope, 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 nope.
Yeah. It's a very, like again, it's a very be careful what you wish for kind of thing. And you know, I I think she though yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but the entire thing is just so fucking to your point, Matt, it's I love both times feeling the community experience. I loved, especially last night, just watching the phones go away and like hearing them kind of get quiet. Like as I think they were ready to just sit there and kind of act like it was their living room and maybe only half pay attention to it. But as the movie went on, I noticed they were just paying attention more and locked in more. And I just thought that is so cool that this movie is just so good and demands your attention so much that like it got them interested. Like, because yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful seeing that, especially for a movie like this.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, again, one of the most haunting parts of the movie when she's like, kill me, please, and I'm just like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
she's asleep, don't wake her up. You can kind of low key see like there's shit over her eyes and it makes her look kind of like even scarier. And it's like then that next scene happens and you're just kind of like, man, if only he had done it right then she would still be alive, kind of thing.
Crazy.
Not that he knew what was gonna happen, but still. And then just that fucked up part after she kills her and she's like, "This is all your fault. You wished for this." I was
You
just
have to
like,
help me
God.
get rid of her body.
Uh-huh. I'm just like, and again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on the subtext in this movie, but again, there are scenes like that people can relate to in real life where, she does something crazy and she's like, "This is all your fault, not mine." And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is kind of,
Well, I'll say that was kind of a true statement. I felt like for this movie specifically, because like while it wasn't directly his fault, it was kind of his fault for wishing for it. Not
again,
that he knew what was going to happen,
to me,
but
it's the One Wish Willow people's fault for selling the goddamn thing. If there is a bad guy to me, that's who it is
Happy
because
Cats Incorporated.
he didn't know it was going to work, and it's obviously not her fault because she can't control what she's doing, And that's the thing to me is like I find it so much more interesting that like it is not really anybody's fault, or there's not really a bad guy or a good guy. To me, it's just like this unfortunate situation has arisen through circumstances nobody expected to happen, and now they just all have to deal with it because I feel like that's just honestly more interesting and realistic and just true to life. So, um,
I got to see this really cool behind the scenes thing of the car part because they didn't have a stunt double for her for that scene, and they had like the candied glass that like we would make in tech class at Northwest, and so she just wore a helmet with another wig on top of it, and literally Indy ran straight into that glass, and I'm like, that's fucking commitment, and that is why she is the fucking standout out of everyone in this movie because the lengths that she goes physically, emotionally, just everything is
well, and the
fucking
craziest
commitment.
part is I was reading that apparently they only had basically three takes to get that scene, and the first two got messed up. And so on the third one, they were just like, all right, this is our last chance to get this. And then, like, she nailed it on the third take. And, that's the one that's in the movie. So,
Hell
like,
yeah.
because she actually had to run over and break that glass,
With her
and I'm
head,
just
yeah.
like, the fact that they were able to stage stuff like that, especially on such a small budget, it's just like, it goes to show you don't need, a ton of money to make something quality.
Well, it's really
Um,
cool that his family helped him make the movie too, because like his dad was involved, his brother was involved, and like it
I
was
didn't know that.
a whole collaboration from his like people want him to succeed, and he's succeeded, and that's really cool to hear and see. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's already got another movie in the bag with Aaron Paul in it, and I'm like, damn, dude, that's nuts that you've
Yeah.
already literally finished another movie in the time that this came out.
I did see
Well,
that
that's
he
the
said there's going to be a news article in his next movie that answers what happened after this, but you're not going to get a sequel as to what happened or see it.
Oh,
You're
so
just
it's
going to
gonna
keep
be like same universe type shit. That's cool.
Well, he's said that he is interested potentially in doing other movies in the same universe, like doing this as kind of like an anthology thing where like seeing wishes other people would make and like, different perspective type shit.
I'm
I'm
saying
for
an
it.
HBO TV show, an hour each episode, different one, Wish Willow. Just break it, do like a Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock hour,
Black Mirror
you
kind of
know.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tales of the Crypt, just boom,
I
get them
can
out.
definitely see this being, I mean, there's no, especially since Blumhouse is producing it, there's no universe where they don't try to make this a franchise. Like, like try to get at least a couple other movies, like standalone kind of things, like, hey, this person made this wish. Let's see how it goes for them type shit. Um, so yeah, if they do that, because again, there are so many other possibilities for things you
God, to
could do
be
with
the
this.
fucking police officer that walked into that apartment and just being like, "What the fuck?"
And
First
that's
off,
the
the take.
most
Oh, she's gonna get the fall for it
That's
too.
that's
That
the
she's going
most
to
fucked
jail.
up part to me is not just that the rest of them all die, but the fact that she is now probably going to go to jail for the rest of her life. And, because there was an ending they originally shot where she did kill herself, and that was supposed to be the ending, but they shot the ending that's in the movie at the last minute, not thinking they were going to use it. And then Curry Barker was like, that's actually a way more fucked up ending that she has to live with the consequences of it and everything.
'Cause, I mean,
Because
her
really,
hands
again,
on that gun. She killed that fucker.
and it's fucked up because again, like of the four, to me, she's the most like innocent because she's the only one of the four that is not in control of her actions in
He did
any
not
way
ask
during
for
the
this
course of the
whatsoever.
movie. So the fact that she kind of gets one of the worst endings, if not the worst ending, is kind of fucked up. But that is this movie in a nutshell, it's just fucked up. It's just
Also, yeah, even if that his best friend did live, he wouldn't have been able to spend that $1 billion at all because they're not taxable. They would have thought he robbed somebody, and they would have just taken the money from him.
yeah, fair enough.
He would have never been able, unless he just like was smart about it, which he didn't seem like he would be.
He
And
would
you
not.
spend
Yeah.
it slowly over the course of the rest of your life. You're gonna get like in jail for that because nobody's gonna believe that it just fell from the sky.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
I was like,
We
this
finally
literally,
cracked the case of DB Cooper.
literally, like, there's no way he would have ever been able to spend that money, all of it at least, without going to jail or getting caught by the authorities or them just the IRS just being, well, it's you probably took it from somewhere, so we're taking it all.
I was
And I was thinking about that too because I was like, yeah, it's cool that it fell from the sky and all, but that makes
I
it
just
worse.
assumed he wasn't going to tell anybody about it. It
Well,
was just gonna,
after $1 billion, you're probably going to go buy a car, and then the
yeah.
IRS is going to be like,
It's
"Oh,
that
you
it's
work at
that
a
meme of
music
like
store."
it's that meme of if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't tell people, but there would be signs.
Oh man.
But again, but that's cool too, just the way that it makes you think about that. I mean, the number of things I was thinking about after the movie was over, particularly like, you know, each of their relationships with each other, because I was about halfway driving home and it hit me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I think he may have had a chance in the beginning. I'm like, and either way, I'm like, he could have gotten with Sarah. And the more I thought about it, I was just like, none of what I just saw needed to happen. But it happened because of shitty fucking decisions that people were making, God damn it. And just the more I thought about it in that sense, I'm just like, wow, it's like a lot,
Well, that's where two things. One, that's where I was really worried about Cooper Tomlinson because he's generally kind of a piece of shit in their shorts as well. So I was really like worried that he was gonna just not be on the same level as what we were getting from Michael Johnson and Indy. But his character, he sold that fucking character so
Oh
well.
my God,
He
yes.
played it to the T. And I could be reading into this, but once he snaps it and wishes for the $1 billion, the shot of Bear has framed the part on his wall in Cooper's apartment that has a sign that says one way, that's an arrow, and it's pointed directly at Bear. And so I think I could be reading into it, but I think it's them saying like the only person who could stop this is yourself.
That's probably
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
intentional, if I had to
Yeah.
guess.
So I really enjoyed that little visual element.
I didn't even catch that. That's a good catch. Um, yeah, because again, yeah, and I think again, I was just thinking about that a lot, especially this time. I'm like, man, maybe maybe he would have gotten somewhere with her, or maybe he wouldn't have. But I think that's not even necessarily the point. I think if he had just said that monologue that he gives at the beginning, maybe she, turns him down, but at
And she
least he
gave
put
him that
him,
chance too.
but at least he would have had a chance and he would have taken a risk and he would have put himself out there. And then maybe he moves on to somebody else that, like Sarah, who's more compatible with him and who's the person he kind of really should have been with. And it all just goes better. But that fucking dickhead is just like, oh my God, no, that was cringy. Don't do that. Don't say that to her. Just throwing bricks at his feet every goddamn time. And
So
again, that was one of kind of the things of the movie to me is just like outside forces are kind of, I don't know, just making this more complicated than it needs to be. And it's just, I don't know, it sucks because you look at it in the context of like, if this person had just not made this decision, then it could have gone completely differently. And you pinpoint that moment, and it's just sad, because it's like, oh, well, but that's not going to happen, and everybody is going to fucking die, and it sucks.
the biggest telltale that she was hiding something from him, potentially fucking Ian, was when she called him and was like, "Oh no, we had such a busy day at the music store. What fucking music store ever has business enough to have a rough day?"
Well,
Like,
they did say that a couple times throughout the movie, though. They were like, "Oh, it's been a busy day."
it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking
Like
about?
later, I kind of thought she was fucking with him too, and I
But
didn't
she
even
could
see
have
the
been
person
fucking
yet.
Ian, which could have been why it was
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
off so late. It's
But
like,
again, I just
never
think
trust a bitch that makes you go to trivia with her.
that, but yeah,
Two
Shout
types
it's
of
out
bitches
Stuart for
not to
not
trust:
being a
ones in
trivia person.
wheelchairs and ones that make you go to trivia.
also, I just have to point this out. I didn't notice it. Until this time, this second viewing. I don't know, just little subtext things in the background where when Sarah opens the college letter and it's a rejection, and Andy Richter, you hear him say, "Well, you got to get into somewhere, or you know what happens." And I'm just like, "Wait, what? What the
Yeah,
fuck does that mean?"
severe Richter jump scare.
He's taking her
Yeah,
out to the tool shed.
I guess so,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
It
just
is
kidding.
kind of funny though that we had Conan on with If I Had Legs, and now we have Richter on with
I
this.
love how they
Both
both have
scary
like
movies.
unexpectedly been in these little indie dramas that have been really good. I'm like, look at the two of them out here, like, acting and shit.
Now we just need them together in an indie
Yes.
drama, being not funny at all.
Yep. Please,
Very
the streets
side
demand
tangent. A side
it.
tangent, but Andy Richter was the fucking goat on Dancing with the Stars. I didn't watch it, but I watched all of his dances because he fucking put in that work.
I've heard he made it fairly far,
hmm
so
He was in the
um,
final 3 or 4. So,
yeah. He had
and
a
one of the oldest contestants to ever be on the show
wow.
Oh.
And he made it that far. Good for
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
with no
Um,
Here's how
dancing
you know.
experience.
Here's how you know Backrooms isn't as good as Obsession. Is there's already a bunch of memes about Backrooms, which is funny,
yeah.
but there's been no memes about Obsession that I've
No, because
seen
people are
whatsoever.
just so enthralled by it, and
Yep.
because it's that. I'm glad that I kept it because I was seriously this close to changing it because I just did not want to have that conversation whatsoever. I found it kind of insane, but and it kind of just killed my enthusiasm for the movie, knowing that people were even saying that. But I'm glad I kept it because I'm glad that you two saw it, and I'm glad that we all really fucked with it. Matt, you and I both had all caps reviews of it. That's how I knew we both fucked with it.
Damn
I'm
it!
just like,
I meant to put my yeet in all caps too. I should have. I'll go back
yeah.
and edit that.
Because Matt, when I saw your review, I got really excited. I'm like, I'm so happy that so many people are just feeling so strongly about it. Like, there's so many things about it that I think are just resonating with people, other than the fact that it's just really fucking good, really fucking fresh. I think that helps a lot. But yeah,
It's weird to me
it's
though that so both of this movie and Backrooms have faced allegations of backseat directors taking control,
which is
which
bullshit.
I
which is
mean,
just
Backrooms, I
odd.
could see why
The
because there
back
were a couple.
rooms,
There was like two scenes in the movie where I was like, "This does feel like Osgood Perkins," but I was like, "No
But
way
that's
he
where I'm
directed
like,
this fucking
Osgood
movie because
Perkins
it's
worked
not
for
him."
Blumhouse, so why would he do an A24 movie and not
well, and
the
also
fucking
that's just
Blumhouse movie?
people are just making shit up. I'm like, if
Yeah.
the guy wasn't 20 years old, you wouldn't even
But
be like, you're just
he was
making shit
he
up
was
without any
14 when
proof.
he made the original Backroom short, which is
Yeah, I was
fucking
like, if you've
scary
seen
as
any of his
shit
YouTube videos,
off
you
of
know
a
those
free
are
Yeah.
exactly
software.
the
So like,
same.
I have
I'm
faith that
just,
he
but
did that
that's what
shit.
people do now. Like,
So,
internet discussion of movies is fucking dead and buried. It's just like people just make shit up. You're seeing it with the Odyssey right now, where people are just coming out of the blue with these insane fucking criticisms of it that don't make any sense.
Haven't seen the Odyssey yet, so you don't know.
Well, and just the criticisms are just like, oh, my Tom Holland said my dad is coming home. My dad. I'm just like, that's not a criticism.
Fucking
You're a
Roger
fucking
Avery
idiot.
said that
You're a
on
fucking
Twitter.
idiot. It's
I was like, dude, Roger, shut the fuck up. I was like, I like
I'm
you as a director. Please don't piss me off.
I keep seeing people making fun of Elliot Page, but at least they're being respectful of Elliot Page's gender while doing it. So
Wait, is
yeah.
Elliot Page in the movie?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen them in the freaking.
They're not in the trailers. He
Okay.
hasn't been in any of the trailers, but yeah, but he's in the movie, allegedly playing Achilles. So, but
Oh,
we
okay.
don't know for sure.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
that's coming out soon.
yeah, I might just pick it for the show when it comes out. We'll see.
That'll be a hard. I don't have a ticket yet, so that's gonna be a hard thing to get.
I don't
I
either.
think we have a 70 millimeter IMAX projector getting installed in our Cinemark on the other one, not
fucking
mine.
Well, aren't you special?
You
I
rat.
know, and I'm like, I bet the tickets are fucking sold out because that's the first movie they're showing in 70 millimeter is the Odyssey,
Wow.
and I'm like,
rat
God damn it! I haven't checked. I bet it's sold out, but I might just be going to see it in 70 millimeter.
But yeah, I just think in general, probably a good idea, for me certainly, but I think in general to just not take online discussions too seriously because you see what they're
Except
doing
for
with the
this
Odyssey.
conversation, take the 3 for 3 conversation very seriously.
Please,
Yes, of course, except for us,
don't take us seriously. Take our conversation serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Jackson, you
again,
got to start watching. You got to go through and just see a couple of his skits because they're still out there.
yeah, I want to see
I
more
think
of
you
like
should.
his shit now. I want to kind of like get familiar with him as a filmmaker because like and just a content creator, I guess, because yeah, that's what everybody's saying like 1,000 times is like he started on YouTube, and I'm like, I literally have never heard of this guy, so I kind of
And I,
and see the Cooper Tomlinson like being goofy in his skits, and I'm just like, wow, I
It's
just
so
saw you
weird.
get the living shit killed out of you in that movie, and here you are being funny.
very much reminds me of Larry David type of humor, honestly, like
Mhm.
modern day Larry David stuff.
Okay.
But I will say this: if this man can do horror this well, fucking God help everyone when he makes a comedy.
Oh my god.
Like the day I hear comedy movie coming out by Curry Barker, I'm like, this is
Well,
gonna be
that's
the
what's
funniest
so
My
fucking
fucking
thing
one
ever.
funny
regret
about the end. Oh, you're gonna say?
real quick, I'm just gonna say my one regret is the fact that this came out so close to Scary Movie 6 because they don't have time to parody it
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
which they would have if this had come out earlier. But if they do a Scary Movie 7, they 100% will parody it. So
Well, who knows? I know scary movies sometimes they'll shoot stuff last minute as fuck just to get a
very
few.
true. So maybe they
So
got one
maybe
in
they
there at
just
the last
went,
minute.
we
We'll
gotta
see.
go real quick. Just do a quick parody.
Maybe so. We'll
I
see.
was so excited for Scary Movie 6.
I'm watching all of them as we speak. I've seen the first three, so
Hey,
Did you
yeah.
like
tell me what
two?
you think about 4.
So
I'm
what?
interested. Tell me what you think
Yeah,
about
four is the
4.
last one where there's even a chance I'm gonna like it because I
You
know
like
I'm not
two
gonna
though,
like
right?
five. Huh?
You like two though, right?
So what were you gonna say, Sam?
We don't need to talk
Oh,
about it.
damn. All right. So what was so funny
Move
about
on,
the
move on,
ending to
move on.
me, which really like the second time made me just die laughing, was the movie after she breaks the willow and he comes out of the bathroom is 90%, dare I say not 99% of romantic comedy. With the way that it's in slow motion, the way they're looking at each other, the swelling of the music and everything, it's so fucked up. But like, it made me really want to see like a full on comedy from him because I was like, oh, this is a whole genre switch at the last second, and I really like that part.
Yeah, it's fucking the whole thing is so insane. I mean, because again, you put yourself, I think it's also cool, like one of those movies where you put yourself in his position and you're like, what would you do in this scenario? If you found yourself here, like, how would you react? You know, at what point did you make the decision, like, God damn, I'm gonna have to kill myself because that's the only way to
Well,
fix the situation.
that's the perfect transition into the last film of the Three for Three
Very
podcast
true.
this week. Uh, my own pick. Let me pull up the director's name so I get this right because I can't pronounce shit, and I don't want to get this wrong. So, ladies and fucking gentlemen, I want you to picture this. You're Sam Holler 10 years ago. You're really, really getting into movies. You've seen a lot, but there's a lot you have no fucking clue or any exposure to whatsoever. You know a man in your life named Will Goddamn Dodson, who Matt also knows. And he's like, watch this movie, Taste of Cherry. I think it's your vibe. And what do you get in for? A very, very slow, very drawn out, very melancholic take on life. But not just any old life. I almost forgot his name, but I got it. Because you are Mr. Batty, who has no baddies. So, you are driving around in the streets, the scope, the desert, the vast beauty of Iran, 1997, but I think this takes place a little bit earlier than that. And you're on a mission. You have one goal before the end of this film, and that is to kill yourself. But what do you need in order to feel satisfied, to feel like you can kill yourself, to take the weight off your shoulders? Well, you need to have a proper burial. And you need someone to do that, because you can't do that if you fucking kill yourself. And so, we are taken on the journey of life through 3 different stages: the youth, the middle age, and the elderly. And you are given multiple different perspectives from each of these 3 characters as you're driving around, trying to help you realize that this is not what you want, but it is what you want. Or is it? And so, as the movie goes on, you begin to ask yourself, will he kill himself? Will he not? Should he kill himself? Do you even want him to kill himself? Well, we will get into that. Because this movie, I'll let y'all dive into it, but I'm going to say, meant the entire world to me when I first saw it, because it got me out of a very bad place. This time around, it almost, the first 2/3 kind of bored me to tears, but that last act did it for me.
I thought you were gonna say it put you back into that place.
It almost
And
actually
now,
did.
my friends, today, this is my final episode of the Three for
Three
Three
for three.
podcast.
Frankly, it did because after watching the movie, I was feeling very, as I said, melancholic and just like, what's the point of this world? And I drove around in my car and I felt the exact same pain and emotions that our lead actor, God, I'm gonna fuck this up, Homayoun Ershadi does in his debut as an actor.
Homo
Because,
what? Sorry.
well, yeah. Mr. Batty. So are you gonna help Mr. Body, or are you gonna tell him that he can go fuck himself and run away like that little boy without doing his military salute, which is fucking bullshit? Because that was Mr. Body's best time in his life. That was when he felt his most free, his most connected to everyone before his separation. Do we get answers why he's so sad? No, but he says it's not that important. I do think it's important, but for the sake of the storytelling, I don't think it was important to the person who asked him that, which is why it is valid that we didn't get that answer. I can't believe he doesn't like eggs. I love eggs, but they're bad for him. They fuck up his stomach. Iran's fucking gorgeous. This is a stunningly beautiful movie to look at. Um, just fucking boring at the first 2/3. I don't know why. It just really did not gel with me this time around, the first 2/3. And then once the old man comes in, it's like I am so fully committed to this man's story and his like wisdom that he shares with Mr. Body, and then his willingness to do this. But the scene that they share where he's like, I'm going to see you at 6 a.m. or you're going to see me, or hopefully you'll see me, fucking stuck me in the heart like with a goddamn knife. So take it away, you two. Don't make me kill myself, but I will.
No, I kind of agreed with you, Sam. I didn't. Maybe I just was. I was like thinking. I was like, I feel like if I was in the right headspace for this movie, I would have given it like a higher rating and probably fucked with it a little more. But I was just the first like 2/3. I was like getting a little tired of that one shot, and I was like, I get it. I've seen movies with less shots, honestly, that I've like been more enthralled with, and it wasn't that I didn't hate it. I was just like, I am just not in the headspace for this, but I needed to see it. And then, like you said, when the old man came in, I was like, oh, okay. And then he starts like going to the cement place and all that stuff. I was like, damn, this is sad. But as you see from my review, I was like, if I just wanted to see somebody drive around depressed, deciding if they want to kill themselves or not, I'd film myself doing Uber Eats.
God damn
It's
it.
hilarious.
God damn it.
But it was very poetic, and that last shot, I will say, haunting as fuck. Because I kept waiting for the credits to come up, and then when the lightning would flash, I was just like, oof. Um, and yeah, it is uh, very scenic, very pretty on that end. But yeah, I don't know. Those are my main thoughts on it so far. Jackson, I'll let you take it away.
Um, yeah, I felt kind of similar. I'd never heard of the movie. I'd never heard of anyone involved in it. I looked it up, and the director of this, Abbas Kiarostami, is a legend apparently, who's done many other acclaimed films. So I'm glad I was introduced to him through this, so I can check out his other work at some other point in time. Um, but yeah, never heard of the movie. Just read the basic synopsis. Didn't know we were in for. Didn't know it was going to be so low budget. I was like, oh, whoa! It's kind of like they almost shot this on. I don't know. It was not what I was
Camcorder.
expecting. So what?
Like a camcorder.
Yeah,
That's the
like
way it was
genuinely, that's
buzzed.
what it kind of looked like. And yeah, I kind of agree. Like the first half of it definitely was a little boring. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of fighting to stay awake during it. I watched it a little late at night. Not bad. I liked it, but I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't, a little bored by it in the first part. When I kind of locked in was when he got into the car with the not the priest, but the seminary guy, whatever he was, the religious dude.
The
When
dude who
they
was on his
started
holiday. Yeah.
when they started talking, I kind of got more invested. I was like, I kind of liked what they were talking about, and it was an interesting conversation. And I was like, okay, this is like, I feel like we're going a little bit more somewhere with it now. And then yeah, when he got in the car with the old man, that was when I was like, complete for the rest of the movie. I was locked in. That was definitely the best part. Um, just I love the story about, him climbing up the tree and eating the fruit. And, I heard the sounds of, the birds. I heard the sounds of the children going to school. And, I went back inside and everything was okay, and I'm like, shit, hell yeah, man. Like, that's awesome. And you can see in Mr. Body's face, he recognizes like something changes in him. He's like, really? Like that? And I'm like, oh, yes, okay. And then that whole sequence where he's like running through the place and trying to find him, I was really locked in. And yeah, I found myself, I was like, okay, I was definitely a little bored at the beginning of the movie, but by the time we got to the end, we got to that final part, I was so incredibly invested in whether he was going to live or die. I was like, the movie did its job because I really care about the outcome of this and I really want to see whether he lives or dies. I love just how haunting and ambiguous the ending was with that final just you don't know. They've given you enough clues to where it could go either way, but you just kind of have to decide for yourself. And then the really fucking weird part afterwards where they show themselves making the movie, I was just like, why did you leave that in? But, it doesn't matter, I guess, because it was already over by that point. And it's funny because
I will get into what I think the answer to that is once you're done.
okay, but it's funny because I was reading about it, and apparently, this is fitting since Cannes just happened. It won the Palme d'Or that year at that Cannes Film Festival, and it's funny because I was reading some of the reviews for it at the time, apparently Roger Ebert really hated this movie. Like it was one of his most
Damn.
hated movies of all time. Like he thought it was the most, I was reading part of his review and he said it was the most boring goddamn thing he'd ever seen. He was like, it's so painfully boring and there is no reason they give for why he feels that way. So we can't have an emotional connection with him because we don't know what his struggle is. And just goddamn it, like do something interesting. And I'm reading it. And then I read there was another critic who had a counter to him where he was making all the exact opposite points. Like that's why it's good and that's why it works. And he was spelling out his case. And it was a rare situation where I kind of read both and I was like, bro, y'all are both totally valid. Like I can see why some people would find this painfully boring and uninteresting. And I can see why some people would be like, this is a masterpiece and it's so profound. I'm like, because I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of just like, I don't think it was like an amazing movie or anything, but it was good and I enjoyed it. And I can see how, based on your sensibilities and your tastes, how you could go in either direction.
Well, I think it really speaks to how tired of living you are when you watch it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, honestly, I could probably watch this movie again in about a year or two and have a whole different, like, I could be
Yeah,
way on the other spectrum and be like, damn, this is brilliant.
yeah.
So I'm kind of glad I've seen it already. So then when I do rewatch it, I can kind of just lock in for the whole movie because I know where it's going to go. So I can appreciate the first half a little more than I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely thinking that. I was like, this is one I need to rewatch eventually.
That kid was also valid for just running the fuck
Running
away.
away, yeah. Well, that's where I think they include the ending is because you almost get that glimmer of his past when he talks about his military experience and how much that meant to him and how much everything went wrong after he left. And they show like the marching, they show all sorts of little like hints of the government and the military within it. But I think that's why they chose to end it because whether or not he killed himself, that is what he was thinking about was his youthfulness. Whether seeing the film crew and everything is a whole different other story, but I think them choosing the like innocent camaraderie and just experience of the military people was important for them to show after whether or not that happened.
Great.
That's why I think that part's really important to have at the end. Whether or not they had showed the film crew or not, I think showing the marching and the just unison existence of that is important to what the audience needs to understand about growing up as a male in I mean even women go into the military in Iran, it's required and everything, so it's like I think it just is a very big part of this chapter in his life, which is why they chose the military boy as the first story when going through the ages of all the people. um,
Um, and yeah, I kind of didn't realize till this moment, each person kind of gets older
mm-hmm.
and each person
Yeah.
gives him better advice. Like the young kid can't really tell him anything because he doesn't have any life experience yet. And then the other guy who's like, I guess around his age is giving him reasonable advice, but it doesn't really get through. And then the old guy who's lived, a long life is kind of the one that, and also I love the old guy's determination to like honor his word. He's like, I don't want to help you kill yourself at all, but like I will, he says like, even if they behead me, I'll be there at 6 a.m., like I don't care what it takes. So yeah,
He wouldn't take the
it
money.
was cool.
He was like, I'm not going to take the money until this is over with. I'm not going to give you this idea that it's happened already. You need to choose for
Right.
yourself whether or not you're going to live or not. So
So here's the question. Do you think he lives or dies?
I think he dies.
I think he got torn to shreds by the fucking dogs that were howling right at the last second. Or he drowned. He was in that pit and it started raining and he drowned. Because I think he fell
Mhm.
asleep, which is why, even more so the scene where he was like, when he ran up, it was just like, just throw some rocks. I could be sleeping. Tie into
Yeah.
that.
Well, true.
He said, "I'll throw 3."
Yeah.
I think. I was like, "Damn!" Just
I
accidentally kills
personally,
him by stoning him to death.
I do think he
um,
lives. Now that I've like seen it a second time, I think he lives. But
I was gonna say I think he probably does. That was my interpretation, but could be either way.
and I love that the
Yeah.
movie sets this time that this is where the important thing is going to happen. Oh, which is a big fucking cock tease and fuck you, but like we start to see the very like moments before the scene that they keep talking about at 6 a.m. where he would wake him up would happen, and that's where they chose to end it. Just like it fucking hit me, and it still hits me.
Yeah. And to your point, well, it's funny because I did like a lot of the like wide shots in the movie, like of the car driving around. And I appreciate that because knowing from the look of it how small the film crew probably was and how shoestring this thing was, I just know how long it took them to set up those goddamn shots, and I applaud them for getting as many as they could with how long it probably took them and everything. And I liked all that. That being said, Matt, I kind of agreed. There came a point where I got tired of the reverse shot in the car, like for 10 minutes straight. I'm like, oh my God, please cut to a different angle or like something. It made it feel so kind of claustrophobic,
Well, that's
but
where I
yeah,
love the beginning shot where he's looking for the person and all the people are like clawing to get into his car for work and everything. Like that's where I felt the most claustrophobic was,
yeah,
and I feel like that was the shot that probably took the most work to get out. That just 360 of him driving in that town with
yeah.
all the bodies.
I appreciate them really doing like a very good job on what little resources they had. I think again, it's like they were determined, you can tell, to really just make the best movie they could. So,
I love as well that they show that Iran's kind of a melting pot because like he has that conversation with the dude who's like, well, why'd you come here? You have a war going on, so that makes sense, but we have a war going on, so why would you come from a war to our war? And he's like, well, your war is not as bad as ours, and stuff like that. And so it was just really cool to get this perspective, and then having that the second dude that's in the car with him be from like Vietnam or some like area near there is like, how do all these people end up in this world? Or and then the judgment behind some of it, like his joke about the Krauts or not Krauts. I can't.
the
It starts with a K.
Kraut,
Not the
Sam,
Krauts. It starts with a K. Um.
the Turks.
Oh, okay. I
You're
knew there
not
was a
even
K.
close.
Ends with a K, almost. Almost.
Hey, hey. I knew there was a K in there. Hey, you can't include that in my list of things I forgot.
I feel like I should, to be
The
honest.
country,
I'm
the
just gonna
country
have
of
it be
Turkey.
like the Turkish people is one of the
We have
names.
now offended somebody. We've offended Germans and Turkish people at the same time.
Yes.
Um,
World peace,
I don't
One
know.
step closer every day.
Like
baby.
this movie, out of the three, just felt the most human to me, and the most just honest and most innocent, but also just bastardized and kind of tarnished, and just kind of makes me sick to think of like the way that like the old man said he tried to kill himself. He's trying to kill himself. You have a feeling that the younger kid and the other dude potentially, when they hit a certain point in their life, could want to kill themselves. It's like and they're not allowed to talk about this kind of thing over there, and like all these kind of like taboos and stuff. So I think the fact that they chose to talk about suicide and like this just fantasy element of just wanting an escape, like a few seconds of relief, it just seeps into you as the movie's going on.
You know what would have helped Mr. Body, like, get rid of the depression?
What?
Getting a sex doll.
God damn it.
Bro
He had
should
to
have just
get
gotten one of
himself a
those.
body.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason he was depressed is because he found a one wish willow and it backfired. So our movies are all connected.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Just
Really
imagine
are.
him doing the conversations and then it just cuts to the passenger seat and it's Bianca just sitting there. And he's
Well, the
just like,
director did film all these scenes separately. None of the actors were with each other throughout the whole thing. So maybe
No, he just gets the old man gets out of the car at the end, and then it just cuts to a shot of a silhouette just standing there, and he comes back in the car and tries to get him out and shit. You're acting so weird right now. And then it just takes a turn. But Sam, I want to thank you for bringing up that scene earlier, because that is genuinely one of the scenes that hit me the hardest when I was watching it, where he tells the joke about, like, I touched this, my finger hurts. I touched this, that my, it hurts. And he's like, well, the rest of you is fine. You just need a new finger. And he's just like, you're fine. It's like the rest of you is fine. It's just your mind that's fucked up. It's like, if you can fix that somehow, then and I'm just like, God damn, that spoke to me, because a lot of the times when you're at a low point where you are kind of depressed in your life, that's what it is. It's just like, if like you're just kind of, you got a lot of baggage up there that's hard to kind of get rid of or deal with. And it's like, if I could straighten that out somehow, then it's not that, because again, it's not necessarily that you feel that way. It's just that your brain is kind of broken. And that's kind of what depression is your brain being broken or being weighed down by like all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, the way he put it just really spoke to me. I think, like, as kind of meandering as parts of this movie were, when they get to the meat of it, they really were, saying some profound stuff, and I appreciated it for that.
that's where I love Mr. Body's like facial expressions, because like for the most of the movie, he's just this blank, just dead kind of existence, and then that's one of the few moments where he perks up, and you actually see that there's some life still in him, and just that's why I love the old man story so much, because like as you said, Jackson, the kid didn't have anything to offer. He didn't know how to answer these questions, didn't know how to explain anything. The middle dude had answers, but they didn't fucking matter to what his situation was going on, and that's kind of where people get at a certain point in life, where they stick to their guns, and then once you hit that age, you have the wisdom to spread across all kind of barriers, and that's what he did. Um, Killed a lot of fucking quails though. That was like a fucking stack of them. Um,
Yep. And
but
then
I'm
was
really
showing
happy.
kids how to cook them.
Yeah, I'm really happy I could get this on here though, because it just I'd been thinking about it for the last like 3 months, and just how much it like meant to me back when I first saw it, and I was like, I need to just relive that experience a little bit, and goddamn, as my review said, sometimes you hit something while watching a movie, sometimes it hits you. So pissy, your dick's all sticky.
I saw your review of that and I was like, what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden I see the subtitle because that's what the people are saying in the background. And I was like,
I had the exact same. I was like, what the fuck? And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting.
It just makes me
how
think
that didn't
of
bring him
my
out of a
game.
depression,
Ship
I'll
P
never
dick,
know.
ship P dick, ship P dick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, one of my favorite things about the show has always been watching movies that I've never heard of and otherwise may never have seen, and just kind of discovering new things. So thank you for introducing this to me, Sam. But fuck, I can't even remember what I was gonna say now. Wait, cat, don't let him cook you.
Oh, that's too late. That's why you haven't seen the bottom of this whole episode.
Keep your sleeping
Oh,
pills.
I
God damn it.
cooked him and I
Wait.
sent him on his way with Stuart on lunch.
Damn, Sam.
What's the verdict? We'll find out tonight.
Sam, you can't kill the cat. That's not right.
You gotta save the cat. That's the name of the book, you piece of shit.
I won't kill the cat, but I'll beat the kitty.
Hey,
Just
there
like
you
Ryan
go.
Gosling did.
Hey. What was I gonna say? I can't even fucking remember now. Yeah,
I think it
I
was
can't remember.
about just the fact that you get the chance to see new movies. 'Cause
There was something specific
trying
that
to
I was gonna
trying to
say,
chew on my laptop.
and
Oh
then
yeah,
I
yeah. You
just
said this was only your second
Oh yeah,
Iranian.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Only my second Iranian movie. The other one I also saw this year. It was just an accident. Both movies had very haunting, ambiguous endings. So I guess that was
Was
my
it the
review.
vampire movie? The
I'm
name
two
is
for
escaping
two.
me.
So what?
Was it the vampire movie that name is escaping me right now?
Hmm?
Oh,
Yeah, the
The
other
Girl
movie you
Walks Home
saw.
Alone at Night. I love
Yeah,
that
Girl
movie
Walks
so
Home
much.
Alone at Night.
Oh, I
'Cause I
still
was
want to
wondering
see
if that
that.
was
I
it.
love that movie so much.
Still want to see that. No,
Probably hasn't aged well, but I love that movie.
it was just an accident is one that I also would heavily recommend. But yeah, both of those I was like, all right, that was my review was I'm two for two on Iranian dramas with haunting ambiguous endings so far this year.
Hell yeah.
So
But I'm glad I picked it. It's a
It
part
was
of
a
my
good
journey that I'm
trilogy to
going on.
watch. I will say that. They're,
yeah.
good three triple feature.
Oh yes,
All make you want to die, all make you want to find a new reason to live. So,
indeed.
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? That's what we're here for. I'm three for three this week, boys. I hope y'all are as well.
I am
Um,
indeed.
Luck
I
is
would say
definitely
I'm
three
very
for
close
three.
to being 2.5 for 3, but I'll call it a 3 for 3.
What's your half?
Taste of cherry.
Ah,
Okay.
But I didn't hate it. It wasn't like so I guess that's why it's a 3 for 3 because I didn't hate it. I
Word.
wasn't like this sucks. I was just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
The ending was worth it, so I'll say I'm 3 for 3. Got
yeah.
to keep the
Yeah.
streak going.
Hell yeah.
What is this, like 12 episodes now? This is fucking insane, guys.
Something like that.
I know we gotta have one where we all just intentionally try to break it.
Oh,
Oh,
again, I've been teasing it. You
Oh,
I
you
do have
wait.
one coming up.
You wait till I start throwing my curveballs in.
Or at
It's gonna
least I
get
have one that I have no fucking clue if Jackson's gonna like it or not.
The problem is that I don't know if I can pick a movie that either of you are actually gonna hate. I'm just like, because I have shitty movies, but they're ones that you might end up liking. So I'm just like, well, I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try my best.
well, Jackson, I don't smoke weed anymore, so the likelihood of me not liking a shitty movie just went up. I
Okay.
want to be able to be like, oh man, this is fun. I'm just gonna be like, why am I wasting my fucking time doing this?
Good to know.
Damn.
We'll see. I have some lined up, but we'll wait for them. This probably won't make it into the episode because we're already moved on, but just the range of, but you want to talk about range, not just acting range, but range of facial expressions that Indy makes because she makes and then she does and I'm just like,
Someone laughed in my
rain.
ear when she did that. When she just
Oh, really? Yeah. They hold on it for so long.
damn, that reminds me that when he came out after getting the haircut too, she was reading the book upside down because she's inhuman and doesn't know how to fucking
Yeah.
do anything.
That was something I noticed this time. There are certain moments where she says things kind of not like a human, like she doesn't
When
know
she's
how
like,
to say
I
it.
ate a bug. Oh, I think I have a stomach
Or
bug.
I think I have a stomach, but yeah, I noticed that this time. I'm like, God damn, that attention to detail just makes the movie.
I
But
don't.
anyway,
Well, I don't know. I was gonna say the one of the things I didn't get out, but I was thinking about, but it makes sense for the movie. But still, I'm like, if she was like in love, like the only person or loved him more than anybody else in the world, why would she feed him a cat and do all that crazy shit?
because
Because love
love
makes you.
manifests itself in strange ways,
I was
man.
gonna say love makes you do crazy things.
It does. It
And
does.
that's why I was like, it answered
Man,
my own question.
now you got me
And
sad. Now I'm thinking like, man, David Lynch probably would have loved this movie.
I could see it.
Yeah, yeah.
The backwards walking thing seemed like
That's
something that would be
yeah.
in one of his movies.
But thank you for tuning in. Vote in that goddamn poll because the Dirties is still ahead of Cool and Luke, and that's you saying that Luke is not cool or have hands, and I'm really upset about that.
Yeah, we can't have this. This is an
Um,
affront.
Matt
Jack's
Jackson,
Johnson's
Golden
open
Arm
up
was
the
in first
series.
place last time I checked, though.
we're
So
tied
Wait,
now.
what?
Somehow Permanent Midnight has gone up and is tied with Man with the Golden Arm.
I will kill myself live on this
So
podcast if I don't win this season. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna influence the votes
the
if I
poll
don't win this season.
Jackson's already got his one wish down.
Yeah, that's my one wish. Let's see how it backfires.
the polls are spicy. The views this season are up because you guys are watching, and we appreciate that. And I'm really hyped about it because it's awesome to see the engagement come back in some ways. Stay tuned this season for some more really insane picks. I'm checking off a historical box for this next week, so expect some good things from us. And much like the rest of this season will go, expect some insane batshit bullshit. Capiche?
Mhm. Kaposh. Kapoosh.
Goddamn men. That's been a 3-4-3. I'm your host, or was your host this week, Samuel Holler, joined by my balls, very full of blood, very, very throbbing, Matthew Patterson, and a very stiff Jackson Workman. And I must say, sayonara, bitches.
Not wrong, but you don't have to say it out loud.